And the Sixers brass is at it again. Man, they just must have money growing out their asses. Or it must be from all the rates they raised on us season ticket holders over here to pay all these cats. But latest news, Woj bomb dropped. Ben Simmons could be the next Sixer to come to a deal worth a max contract. Here in 5 years, $168, $170 million. You know, I'm a little on the fence about this one. I will say I think they needed to lock him up. One, just to keep the core together, okay? It started, well, it didn't really start with Ben. It started with Joel. But he was the next best thing. We were waiting for Simmons. He was all hyped up coming out of high school, college. We were ecstatic when we dropped. Well, we're in contention to get the number 1 overall pick. We landed him. We got him. It was awesome, right? So we land Simmons. Here's my thing. Has he really shown that he's worth a max contract? That is yet to be seen. Because there's the whole thing on him, not that he can't shoot, that he chooses not to shoot. So we've seen him shoot. We've seen him do it in high school. He went to college. He was told, you do not have to shoot. You don't have to play defense. You really don't have to do anything. You're going to be automatically the number 1 overall pick. I mean, this guy was a phenom coming for, I forget what part of Australia he's from, but the guy was like plastered all over ESPN, all over Sports Illustrated, everything. He was like the second coming, right? So he was taught, you don't have to shoot. Why? You're more athletic than everybody. You're bigger than everybody. You're more dominant than everybody. Why are you going to shoot? You can just take a game over with your size, your sheer athleticism, and just body everybody up. Just go to the 10. And that worked in college. And then, he got the Jones fracture in his foot, so he missed his first year in the NBA. And we have the product now. We're a couple years in. He's nearing his 4th, coming into this season, 19-20. He's going to be on his last year of his contract of his $26 million deal, rookie deal. So Sixers want to jump on this and extend him. I have an issue with it because I don't think he deserves it just yet. Just yet. But this goes back to the whole thing of not signing Jimmy. They want Ben to grow more. We don't want Ben to only take the ball 35 minutes during the game and give the rest to Jimmy. This is your show now, Ben. The organization is full thrust giving you the reins to the organization. You are the point guard. You're the point forward. Have at it. We're going to give you a max contract. I think it's more or less to keep the core together, which I'm cool with. As you all know, I'm not the biggest Ben fan at all. I don't think he's worth this contract as of right now. And you look at it since he's coming in the league. My worry is that he isn't, like I said before, he was told you don't have to shoot in college. Why? Now he's gotten so comfortable in the role that he's playing where he doesn't attempt a shot to where it's like, okay, now I've got this max contract. I'm a $100 million man. Am I ever going to need to shoot? Do I have to shoot? And we've heard it every offseason. Oh, I got to work better on my game. I'm going to incorporate the shots. We see the videos. We see him at practice. We see him down at the center before games. He's jacking up shots. Again, it's not that he can't shoot. It's that he won't shoot. That is my biggest concern. It's up here. I think it's all mental. He doesn't feel comfortable doing it. I don't know if he's ever going to do it. And then he gets he gets offensive when people ask, why don't you shoot? Why do you attempt a shot? You don't want to go to the free throw line either because he struggles from the free throw line. It's just a part of his game that he doesn't feel comfortable. Now, we've seen the passing. We've seen what he can do in transition. And I will say that he has grown on his game since he's come into the league defensively. I think he's become a really great defender. I think he can become an elite defender. I've been impressed with that part of his game. But when it comes to the offense where he struggles, feel like just gifting him this and not really, you're like rewarding him for not really like growing his game. Now, when you look at Embiid, when he was coming out of Kansas, he was just what, big, athletic. He didn't really have any refined tools. Could they have grown? Could he have worked on his game and grown from that point? And he has. I mean, look at Embiid. From the amount of time that he's played basketball, it's so minimal to Simmons. He's probably out of basketball since he come out the womb. And the growth that we've seen in Embiid, where he can spot up, he can go down on the post, he can take it from the top of the key. He can create his own shot from time to time. And then you just look at Simmons, and it's the same old shit that he's been doing since college on. The way to stop Ben Simmons, you build a wall, and he just gets lost. Now, when Embiid went out and everything was put on Simmons, we saw that aggressive Simmons. You see the aggressive Simmons, and then poof, he'll just disappear. And I don't want to see that out of a franchise player. I just don't think Ben Simmons will ever become a superstar. If he gets that shot, of course he's going to be unstoppable. How do you guard somebody like that with his sheer size, his athleticism, his ability to get to the 10? But if you just build that wall and you're not willing to take a shot to keep the defense honest, I mean, what are you? You're going to get what we saw Ben Simmons in the playoffs, and then in the regular season, he just, poof, he disappears. I mean, that last game when he had 5 points, I mean, it's awful. He hasn't grown his offensive game, and I just don't know if it's going to get there. Now, again, the blame is not all on Ben Simmons, because I feel like the coach should have a say in this too. And this works in Ben Simmons' favor because he's known Brett Brown since he's a family friend. I don't know how long. I know it's been a long time. Brett Brown coached his pops in Australia. He's known the kid a very long time, and I just feel like he's not going to get on him to get in his ass to come over here and you got to shoot, you got to shoot, you got to shoot. And I thought it was interesting, something that Charles Barkley had said. When he came into the league, I wasn't alive yet, but Charles was getting interviewed, and he said, the thing that really kicked my ass into gear, he was 300 pounds when he came in to Sixers camp his first year, rookie season. And Moses Malone came over and said, you are too fat and lazy. You got to lose some weight, and you got to kick your ass into gear and get into shape. Now, he probably respected him, knowing Moses Malone was a Hall of Famer. He probably looked up to him, and he listened to him. I don't know if there's that leadership on the Sixers that is going to get on Ben Simmons' ass to be like, I'll come and teach you how to shoot. Like, did J.J. Redick really get on him night in and night out to try to teach him how to shoot, like take him under his wing? Like, you're going to need a vet player to do something like that. And I don't know if JJ did it. I just don't see the Sixers organization getting on Ben Simmons. It seems like Ben Simmons is in control of the whole situation. And it's like, this also shows me that the organization's afraid to lose Ben Simmons. Let's sign him up, so if we don't offer him a max, he's going to walk, which he probably would. It's like he is a prince. He gets everything that's ever been asked of him. He doesn't... It's difficult, and it's kind of frustrating to see shit like that. But I think it's good that you want to try to keep this team together, and I'm hoping Ben does learn how to incorporate this shooting ability into his game, like actually work on it. I know he's with a new shooting coach this year, with a guy out in LA. He's got that demeanor of where he just doesn't seem like he cares, but he's more laid back, nonchalant. And you saw that loss after that Raptors series. Who was more upset? Embiid or Simmons? You saw the heartache in Embiid. And even at the exit conference, Embiid, like, he was upset. He wanted something to prove, like, come back, like, I'm going to show you, I'm going to work on my game. And Embiid has done that year in and year out since he's been in the league. That has not happened with Simmons other than him getting better on defense. But offensively, it's just stone cold nothing. He doesn't attempt shots. And I don't know why. Who cares if you miss it, bro? Who cares? So I think Brett Brown has a lot to blame with that, on top of the organizations. Like, you got to grow balls and get on this kid. Get on him to shoot. And Brett Brown's not going to be a coach to do that. I feel like he's a bit of a softie, He's another laid-back guy. He's not a hard-nosed coach. Doesn't seem to be many hard-nosed coaches in the NBA anymore, like Popovich. Popovich would be a great, great coach to get on a person to bring the best out of Ben Simmons. So, I hope Ben can incorporate this into his game. It's been almost, 16? So we're going into 4 years, and offensively, it really hasn't changed. He disappears. He just disappears on offense, and I hate it because you love seeing the aggressive Ben Simmons. Okay, but when you put that wall up, what does he do? He just disappears on offense. He'll go off and stand over in the corner. And I don't want to see that. I want him to be involved. You're the point guard. You should be involved in every bit of the offense. You're the leader. Everybody looks up to you. You're the floor general. You should have your fingerprints all over the offense, from once you pass it to if you're cutting to the basket or if you're going back here setting screens, something. Somebody's got to get on Ben. And Howard Eskin would ask him at his exit interview, are you going to work on your game? Are you going to incorporate shooting? And it's like he got offended by that. You can't have thin skin, dude. It's a good question. Are you going to incorporate it? Because all we hear is this. Yeah, I'm going to work on it, blah, 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 blah. I took 1,000 shots over the summer. I did this, I did that. Well, where's the proof other than the videos that you post on social media? Take it during the game. That's when it fucking matters. That is when it matters. So, I would have offered this contract to him after the season to see if he did improve his game. Even if he added a floater, that would show you something different, that he has worked on his game, that shit has changed. I think he would be deadly with a floater, but time will tell. So, and it would be a big decision. So if he doesn't come in with this shot, or he doesn't change his offensive game, and it's the same old Ben Simmons, what helps you with him being under contract is teams would be eager to get him, because you don't have to set a new contract or new terms on how much he's going to want to get paid, because every year the cap's going to go up, right? So he'll be under contract, he'll be set, so that bodes better for us if we do somehow want to trade him, whatever that value might be. But if you wait till the end of the season and there's no jump shot, his value is going to absolutely plummet. And he might just be an okay, good player. I don't know if Ben Simmons is ever going to get to that superstar level. I don't think he will. I think he'll just be a very good NBA player. I don't see him getting to superstardom if he doesn't add that jump shot. So, we'll wait and see. But I do think it's good. You have to lock Simmons up. You had to. I hate paying a guy that really hasn't proven anything to earn this type of money, but it's like the Sixers are stuck between a rock and a hard place because they're worried they're going to lose him, and they want you to be the floor general. They are handing the organization over to you, Ben. There is no excuses. The same with Brett Brown. I don't want to hear this shit about having a new lineup yet again. And if we start to get in a rut and we start losing, that's it. This is it. If you can't win with this team, I don't want to hear that same old shit. Well, it's a new lineup, and new teammates, blah, 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 blah. The excuses have to end for Brett Brown, and they have to end for Ben Simmons too. It's like, when do you get to that point to where it's like you just get fed up? Because I've said it before, I don't think Brett Brown is the coach to get Ben Simmons to that next level. I really don't think he is. Because the potential is there with Ben. You can see it from time to time. And your coaches are supposed to bring the best attributes out of you. You're supposed to get the best of your players. But, so we are definitely going to be paying some luxury tax. We re-signed James Ennis too. I saw 2 years, $4 million. Good signing. Because we were so tight on money, we were at 7.7 left, but that was before the O'Quinn and now the Ennis signing. I'm sure we're down to about $2 million left in cap space. But I like that Ennis turned down bigger money to come back and run it back with the Sixers. I wish other players had done that, but, what are you going to do? You move on from that. Ben Simmons only cares about being a celebrity. Yeah, it does seem that he's a bit selfish. And he's a bit prickly. He does seem standoffish when you do question his game. Like, he says the right things to the media. And do they still have money? if Danny Green is willing to take less money, I just honestly think he's going to follow Kawhi around, though. Because everywhere he's been with Kawhi, he's won a championship. So if Kawhi goes to LA, I feel like Danny's going to follow him to the Lakers. And it could be immaturity from Ben Simmons, too. I mean, was he 20, 23? 22, 23? But it's like, dude, you want to be the best. You got to work on your game. You've got to display. You've got to show that you've been working on your game. I haven't seen it. I haven't seen it in close to 4 years, dude. Nothing. And it just amazes me because of how long he's been around basketball. His dad was a professional. And then you look at Embiid, a guy that hasn't been around basketball at all, and he picked it up like that. And he's improved on his game year in and year out. You've seen something new from Joel Embiid. It's amazing. That's the type of player you want. Like Ben Simmons, even though he's the point guard, he's not the leader in the locker room. It's 100% Joel Embiid. Now, he's not 100% the leader. Maybe Al Horford could help him with that. He's got to put it to work in. They both do. Embiid's got to work on his conditioning, you know. He's not off the hook, but you don't question his heart. You don't question his ability to want to work on his game and be great. You see that out of Joel Embiid. Here's where the problem falls, though. You have both of these guys. You've got your core locked up now with Toby, Embiid, and now Simmons. And a lot of pressure is going to fall on Toby as well. But if Embiid doesn't stay healthy, and I hope he does, if he ends up playing 60 games and we do a regiment where we want to sign him for the playoffs, we don't want that shit to happen again to where he gets sick and he plays sporadically, and then you've got Simmons, who you're paying all that money, and he disappears. It's like, what do? You're stuck with all this money and these guys, and you're not going to be able to get over that hump. Yeah, if we can get Quinn Cook. So we filled a need. It was good that we got O'Quinn. He's not a sexy name, but he's a solid backup who's going to be able to spell Horford and Joel when they're going to play the backup center, because neither of them are going to play the full 82. Feel like they'll flip-flop. And that's up to Brown to be able to put this team together, lineup-wise. But I still feel like you need a shooter. That's why I want Danny Green fills shooting, and he can run a little bit of point. But you need a backup point guard really bad. And I just wish there was another spot to fill, because we still need shooting and we need a backup point guard. But I think backup point guard is more crucial than adding shooting at this point. But Danny Green checks out all three. You got shooting, defense, and backup point. He can run a little point. He would be such a get that I would feel a lot better if we were able to land him. I don't think our rookies are going to impact the bench like the Sixers might think, unless they have some insider information on the growth of Zaire Smith, unless they really think he's going to be able to put in solid minutes, points, defensively, what have you. You're not going to be able to tell in Summer League, but you'll get to see something. And Thibault, it will be interesting. Getting James Ennis was huge, though, because you got Scott. You could potentially run like an 8-man rotation, depending on what these young kids can do. You got Shake Milton. I feel like he's still a 2-guard. Too much money, Tom. It showed that JJ didn't care about running it back or being a team. Like, he spouted off he wanted to retire a Sixer. It was all about the money, bro. We offered you probably mid-level $6 to $8 million a year, and you like scoffed at our faces, and you took the money and ran down to New Orleans. I wasn't real upset about losing. It sucks that we lost our most prolific shooter from behind the arc, but defensively, God, he was atrocious, dude. He wasn't stopping anything. I mean, I could blow by J.J. Redick, and that's not saying much because I can barely walk sometimes. So, I mean, I could probably blow by J.J. Redick, and I can barely walk. It's just he was such a defensive liability out there, and you had to leave him out there because of his shooting ability last year. So that's what's good about this team this year. They're so much better defensively. They could potentially be the best defensive team in the league, and you look at how the Raptors won their championship and how Golden State won their championships was off of defense. My thing is, we're not like the Raptors or Golden State because they can shoot and score the basketball. It helps when you have the best player in the league or one of the best players in the league in Kawhi Leonard. That's why I'm praying he doesn't go to the Lakers. Ugh. Because Sixers can't beat the Lakers with those three. Yeah, TJ could be our only option at this point. I don't know if Rondo got signed. It's very dry at that position. TJ knows the system, and he's okay. But maybe now with all the moves that you have, you don't have to worry about his defensive efficiencies to where he knows the offense. He's been with the team since he's been in the league. He might be the best option, and you're going to get him dirt cheap. Maybe we can give him $500,000, but maybe we don't have to give him $1 million. I'm trying to think, do we have two-way contracts wrapped up? I know it was some dude from the Blue Coats. It's scarce, dude. I think Rondo's still out there. I saw IT got picked up. I haven't even seen because I've been at work all day, so I don't know what the updated. I just saw, like I said, James Ennis re-signed with us for like pennies, which is awesome. Appreciate that, James. And I think he's a big get back because he's a great offensive rebounder. He's been in the system for a year. He's got some tenacity. He's got energy. And that gives me more confidence because he's a vet. Yeah, I know. I saw Willie Cauley. I wanted to get Willie Cauley too, and they signed him for cheap. Yeah, I'm not enamored with Trey Burke. He might be better than TJ because he can shoot a little. But I really wanted to get Willie Cauley-Stein bad, and they got him for like nothing, right above league minimum too. Maybe what, like $5 million? I think he might have signed for. That's a good get for the Warriors. I don't think my Lakers to re-sign Rondo. You can have him. I would take Rondo. I mean, at this point, yeah, Trey Burke. Probably. This is where I'm torn. It's like, do you just want to get a backup point guard that's going to be run the offense, or you want to get a guard that can score? I think we need a guard that can score, that can, run the pick and pop. That would be huge. That can break down the defense and be able to kick out to Embiid or Mike Scott or James Ennis. Yeah, he's right. Rondo is rough. I mean, we're bare bottom of the barrel at this point. No, Kawhi didn't sign yet. He's probably going to sign with the Lakers, though. It sucks, man. I hate that this is what the league has turned into. And we can thank LeBron James for this. But it's like nobody wants to compete anymore. It's like everybody wants to join up and make these super teams, and I hate it. I hate it. And we have such an even balance with the league right now. Until Kawhi really holds it in his hands. If he picks to go back with the Raptors to run it back, or he goes to the Clippers, or he wants to join up with LeBron and AD. I pray he doesn't go to the Lakers. Just for the league standpoint. I just want it to be even balance. I hate this super team shit. I can't stand it. I don't think Quinn Cook signed yet. I wouldn't mind him. He can shoot. He's got playoff experience. He can run a little bit of point. I really want a guard that can score. DeMarcus Cousins didn't sign either. I feel so bad for Boogie. If we can bring Boogie in, shit. I just don't think he was never the same after those two injuries. You love the super teams? Why? Why do people love the super teams? This shit is whack. Dude, he probably is. What's up, Eric? I'm praying that doesn't happen, man. I'm praying. This shit is so weak, dude. They didn't do it back in the day. Like, if you ask any old school players, they all talk about it, too. Like, Isaiah Thomas had a chance to go to the Knicks and team up with Patrick Ewing, but he declined. He said, why would I go there? That's Patrick's team. Like, they just didn't believe in that shit back then. Which it should be. And now it's like they all want it. Nobody wants to try anymore. It's like, yeah, let's join it so we can get a championship. KD did the same shit. Raptors are stupid for trading DeRozan. That was a great move. What do you mean? That was awesome. Yep. It really is, man. And you just show the youngins that it's okay because all your idols are doing it, and it's just going to be like a snowball effect, and it's just everybody's going to continue to do it. Ugh. It's whack. It sucks. But that's going to be the big thing. Now, it's where's Kawhi Leonard going to, where's he going to sign? He could do a 1-year deal and wait and get more money next year. If Kawhi doesn't return, Raptors won't. No, they won't. They definitely won't. I hope he does return to the Raptors. I want a rematch. They have a super team, Embiid, Horford. I don't consider our team a super team because I don't think we have multiple superstars. I think we have one superstar in Joel Embiid and good players sprinkled throughout. And we didn't all join up together. We built it through the draft. But again, we only have one superstar on our team. Iggy? I don't want Iguodala. He's too broken down and old at this point. He's probably going to join the Lakers. KD also said he'd meet with Clippers, his current team last. Yeah, that's what makes me think, since KD went to Brooklyn, that Kawhi's going to just chalk up the Clippers and go to the Lakers. Because why would KD sign that fast if they had talks about joining up together? See, that's what I mean. Like, why? Why even do that? Just do your own thing. And if someone tends to follow you, why it's got to be like, oh, yeah, let's meet up at this team and we'll both sign and we can both run for a championship. Like, no. Go do your own thing. If you want to go sign with the Clippers, go do that. Why are you waiting on somebody's decision? I hate it. I hate it. Hate it. I hope that changes. I really do. But LeBron's trying to make his last hurrah to get his more championships before he retires. And I think this blemishes LeBron's legacy even more so. But I'm not going to get into this with that. Because I want to talk about Simmons and getting his contract. And I wonder what the details are going to be. Because the Horford contract was interesting to me. That it was $97 million, and then it was $12 million in incentives if they win championships, which I've never heard of that before. I don't want a Moody. I know he's out there. I don't want him. I mean, again, it's slim pickings at this point. It's like you got TJ, you got Trey Burke, you got 3 All-Stars, but no point guard on LA. Yeah, but they could get league minimum guys. Like, they could get Rondo. They could throw TJ in there. Like, look at the teams that LeBron did, and well, other than Miami, I mean with Cleveland and stuff. You just get guys that fit a scheme, like 3-point shooting, and there'll be guys on the scrap heap, so to speak, that will just sign league minimum, and they'll be okay. Because they got a nice 4 core. You got, well, if they get Kawhi, because then you got those 3, and then you got Kuzma. Everybody's sleeping on Kuz. And the Dynasty team give LeBron easy walkway. They watered Pistons down for Boston. Yeah, dude, I hate it. I hate that shit happens. Simmons is better than LeBron? Yeah, definitely not. Simmons isn't even an inkling of what LeBron is. Yeah, he does. And if Kawhi goes there, he could just stay at the point and let those two do everything. I mean, he would have such an easy run of it his last couple years. He could just age gracefully out there in LA and have Kawhi and AD do everything. And Kuzma. Yeah, the Morris twins are still out there. I don't know if they're going to choose to go there just because we signed Ennis is kind of like a forward. So you look at your forward spots. Once he gets a jump shot, Simmons will be a monster. If he gets a jump shot. That's the big question. Is he going to incorporate it into his game? He doesn't seem interested in doing that. Now if he gets the money, why would he? Simmons will replace LeBron on Lakers in a few years, and he'll shoot his ass for watch. Yo, that's fine. He'll be like 29 at that point. I could care less. I honestly wouldn't have minded if Ben, like, if they couldn't work anything out and he went to LA. I wouldn't have really been upset about it. From what I've seen so far. And I hope he comes in like tearing the league off this summer. But we'll have to wait and see. We'll have to see if all that talk and all that training and all this and all that and if it all is paid off finally. I'm not expecting him to come in here and shoot like 40% behind the 3-point line. I don't even care about shooting threes. Shoot a 10-footer, bro. Just do that. Start off with a 8 to 10-footer or a floater. I mean, we're not asking the world here. Just some growth in your game. Just shoot. I don't want to see none of that, running off and taking it with one hand and throwing it up with those ugly baby hooks from 15 foot away. He doesn't square up with the basket, especially when they're just giving it to you. Just pop it right in their face. It looks like 3 serious 3-point attempts this year. Simmons' new contract is for 5-year ones. Yeah, reportedly. They're working out the details now. Celtics will be the 7th seed. I think the Celtics, and don't sleep on the Celtics, because I still think they're going to make a move for a big man. For what the Sixers, because they really haven't replaced Al Horford. They signed Enes Kanter, but you're not going to replace Al Horford with Kanter. The hypotenuse word would be brick. That's all right, man. Even if he bricked it, I'd be okay with it. At least he's shooting. Keep the defense honest. So it would be easy for him to get to the rim then. I mean, I don't know. Does he not realize that? But I still think the Celtics could make a play for Steven Adams or even Clint Capella. Because they still have a ton of assets that they could trade away to acquire these guys. Danny Ainge will still have something up his sleeve. They're not going to go into the season, I feel like, Robert Williams and Enes Kanter as their starting fives to try to compete. Because they didn't lose really anything, I don't think. When they lost Kyrie, they brought Kemba in. That was a great move. Celtics now starting will be Taco Falls. Yeah, that's a shame. He got undrafted. Is he on their summer league team? Taco, that big beast. I wonder where Boban's going to go, too. But Steven Adams, that would be a great get for the Celtics. I hope that doesn't happen. But they still have a lot of firepower with their draft picks, the Celtics. They have very valuable assets still to make trades. They've kind of squandered those Brooklyn picks too. All that time they really could have taken over the East. They really haven't done anything with it. They've kind of just sat on their hands, which I'm cool with. Thank you. You had all that capital and all that, and now is Tatum going to really be the Tatum of 2 years ago? It's kind of his team. Kyrie's not there. You got Kemba. He's like a scoring guard who can contribute. I'm happy for Kemba, honestly. I'm a big Kemba fan. Oh, they signed Taco Falls. I mean, that guy's humongous. He's 7'6". He just reminds me of another Boban. Big old body. You get quickness out there. It's a weakness. I still think they're going to make a play for either Capella or Adams. Danny Ainge ain't going to just sit here quietly. I don't think they're going to be a low seed, though. They'll be up there, 4 or 5. This wasn't the draft to take for granted. They're going to be scary if Hayward plays. Yeah, and if he can get back from his injury, because that was a major injury. That usually takes about 2 years to get. Well, if they lose Kawhi, they won't be that good. Respect loyalty over selling out. I agree with that. I don't know what you're speaking of, though. The loyalty and the selling out. Weird Simmons, his rookie year in the playoffs, shots 90% from the line. Yeah, I agree with that, dude. That's so weird. He didn't, and you had confidence then. Okay, he worked on his shot. It looked like a good form. It's not that broken, his shot. And I just think it's all in his head. And it's kind of hard to start learning how to incorporate this into your game now at this age when you've been told, you don't have to use it. For what? You're bigger and more athletic than everybody. Just overpower everybody. High school, college. Now you're in the big leagues. And you learn it over time, but these past couple years, he hasn't incorporated it. Who's finally going to get in his ear and get on his ass? That would have been an incentive for that contract. Like, okay, I've shown them that I've grown my offensive game. Maybe now they'll think about extending me. No, we're just going to extend him right away. And I just think that plays into his hand for, okay, why am I going to have to incorporate the shot now? I got my money. I'm good. I pray that's not the case. I hope that's not what's going through his mind. Like, okay, I got paid. I got a max contract. I'm not going to work on my shit. I'm just going to stick to what I'm doing, what I know best. Defense, running gun, try to fit the ball into tight windows. He can start with a basic stop and pop bank shot. I don't know if he will. I mean, there's a ton of things that he can do, but it's up to Ben Simmons. We can talk all we want. The coaches can talk all they want. A mentor can get in his ear and talk and say, this is what you can do to improve your game, but no, all that talk could just be blown out hot air unless Ben Simmons wants to do it or not. It's solely to be as cliche as possible, the ball is in his court. So I pray that he comes in with something new. Something. And I'm talking about shooting. Please, just shoot, dude. Just shoot. Get to the line. Something. We got to see something new. I honestly think he would be so deadly with a floater because he can break down defenses with that first step. And if you add that floater, I mean, Tony Parker made a living off of that for years. He got a Hall of Fame career off of it. I wouldn't give him a contract extension until he starts shooting. Yeah, exactly. That's why I was hesitant. Like, I'm on the fence, like, yeah, for that reason, but you also do want to keep this core together, too. I'll be happy if he raises. Yeah, 75% I'd be cool with. You know, if he can get to the line and have confidence in the free throw shooting, it's my belief it's going to have to start from the free throw line out. So if he starts to sink his free throws and he can knock them down on a consistent basis, shoot like 75%, maybe then he incorporates that shot into his game, or it's like a pick and pop, or he'll just pull up. If the defense is just going to allow him to be wide open, shoot it. Yeah, dude, I know. Isn't that crazy? Remember Noel's shooting woes? Noel's shooting woes. I won't forget those, but he started to shoot, and he wasn't that horrible from the free throw line. It's like, kind of like the same situation. But Ben Simmons is a way better player than Nerlens Noel. Because he could be a franchise player if that shot... If. That's that big annoying word. If. So, yeah, that's that. So this core is locked up together now for the next couple of years. You know, they're going to grow together. They're going to hit their primes all at the same time. Well, Toby a little before Embiid and Simmons. Simmons being the baby out of the three. And that's why Jimmy's in Miami. Well, one of the reasons Jimmy's in Miami. Because it's ball's in your court now, Ben. It's all you. We want you to be the 6'10" point guard. You can do a lot of things. Just got to grow your game, my dude. And I love what he did defensively, but I want to see some shit on the offensive end. That aggressive Ben we saw in Brooklyn, that one game when Embiid was out, I want to see that dude night in and night out. You don't have to average 25 a game. You give us a solid 15 to 18 points a game, that's fine. You don't have to be the next LeBron James. Rondo should get a look even though he can't shoot. Yeah, and he's a cancer too, but it's like, what else is out there? Who's the better option, TJ or Rondo? I mean, neither of them are great shooters. TJ maybe just because he's TJ, the heart of the Sixers. He's put in his dues. Ugh. Shit situation. That's why I had an issue with the Horford deal. I don't hate Al Horford as a player at all. I think he's a good player. I just think they paid way too much for an older player. He's not gonna he's gonna hit his peak. He's on the back end of his 30s now, and that money's just gonna keep going up and up. And I wish we could have used a little of that money to fill out the bench a little bit more with better players. That was my only qualm with signing Horford to that much money. Because even though it was $97 million, I still think it was way too much. Did we honestly just overpay to get him on the team because he's going to make the team better, or to steal him away from the Celtics? I mean, it's awesome that we stole him away from the Celtics because, god damn, is he a thorn in Embiid's side. With this game, he's going to age well. His game doesn't rely on athleticism, bruh. Well, my thing is, with Al being able to hit the three, they had a point guard that was able to break down the defense on the pick and pop. Now, Simmons, in a half-court offense, he really don't do that. So, Al Horford, is he going to be getting these open shots in this offense? Brett Brown might have to get a little creative. Because you look at Kyrie, was able to break down the defense, pick and roll, kick out to Al Horford. I mean, these were wide open threes he was taking. I hope we can get the same type of looks for him. But I feel like that's one thing we lack on our starting five, is a guard that's able to do that in the half court. Ben can do that on when he's running and gunning. But he struggles in the half court. That's what he should be training on all off season. Half court offense, shoot. Half court offense, shoot. He should be sleeping, half court offense. Go talk to freaking Magic for all I care. Just do something. Yeah, Brett Brown, and I don't know what report to believe, whether it was Jimmy being prickly with his weird ways, or, I mean, he's had a problem everywhere he's went, so of course you're going to side with Brett Brown, but I read a report that he didn't like Brett Brown. He didn't know he said he didn't know what he was doing, and I wholeheartedly believe that Brett Brown doesn't know what he's doing. I just hope we don't have the same excuses if we get in a rut and we start these I don't want to start the season off negatively, so I'll try to be in Brett Brown's corner. I don't have faith in the man. He just can't make adjustments. Maybe he can learn after 8 years. Hopefully. We do have a new offense, or a new lineup again, so I hope that's not too much for Brett. But he should be figuring shit out right now. So, that's the other thing. We're going to be great defensively. This is the thing I want to ask you guys. If Embiid, okay, say we lost JJ, we lost Jimmy, so that's, 18 and 20 points respectively, and then Embiid's going to be out with Horford at the center. Where's the scoring going to come from? That's the one thing that I'm a little worried about. We're going to be able to lock teams down defensively, no doubt about it, with Josh Richardson, and great defender. He's going to replace JJ. He's not the prolific shooter that JJ is. So you're swapping offense for defense at that point. Who is going to be able to, put up points for us? If Embiid's going to be sitting out and Horford's at the 5, Toby still stays at the 3, or you think he kicks down to the 4? And then who gets inserted into the starting lineup at that point? Bolden? One of the young kids? Thibault? Zaire Smith? I mean, that's what's kind of concerning to me. Mike Scott, maybe? Maybe Mike Scott comes in and plays the 4? Okay, other than Harris, though. He can't do it all. Say Harris goes off for 38 points. Tobias at the 3, got to step up. The most pressure on any player is not only because he signed that $180 million contract, but because he signed that $180 million contract. But I think Toby will be fine with scoring because Jimmy's out of here. I think this offense is set better to his skills. And we're going to see him flourish like he was in Detroit, like he did in the Clippers. Beat averages 25. I don't want to go off of averages, though, because, I mean, I know because I just said 18 and 20, but do you think Josh Richardson's going to, night in and night out, put out 15 to 20? I know he's worked on his game. He's mostly a defensive player, though. He can shoot, but it's average shooting from behind the arc. He's an athletic wing. I don't think he can take guys off the dribble. I'm trying to remember when we played the Heat. That's the one thing that's sticking in the back of my mind. Who is going to do it? Yeah, Embiid can't be the closer. I'm not worried about the closer. I think Tobias could be the closer. he's definitely going to be the guy that has the ball in his hands to take the last shot. Does he have that killer instinct, though? He doesn't have the get off like Jimmy does to create his own shot because he's not as quick and he doesn't have the athleticism of Jimmy Butler. But I think Tobias has the ability to be that closer, to have that killer instinct. I mean, he has to be. I think with Harris playing this new role, he will fit comfortably with taking the clutch shot. Yeah, I'm not worried about the clutch shots. I'm just wondering who else is going to help him score. Because even though if he does pay 25, unless you think it's going to be a collective effort, and that's going to be enough. You can take off the dribble. Richardson is explosive. Yeah, I'm interested to see how we lost a lot of scoring by. Well, we didn't trade JJ. He left in free agency. But he doesn't have the shot that JJ does. He can't hit a shot anywhere on the floor like JJ could. Like, that's a big loss offensively. James Ennis coming back. Yeah, it does. That was a big get for the Sixers. Didn't play a 3 last season with us. Yeah, I said that from the get-go. When we got him, I think his natural position is a small forward, and they had him playing the 4. And somebody tried yelling at me before, like, oh, he's a power forward. Da, da, da. I don't think he is. I thought he was been a 3 ever since he came in the league. I'm interested to see Josh Richardson in this offense. I hope he can be that J.J. Redick. I hope he can increase his three-point shooting to around J.J.'s percentage. He just doesn't have that shot, but he's great defensively, which is going to be not a sight for sore eyes. It's going to be a great thing to see. So I'm definitely hyped for that. I know, dude. That's what I was so pissed about this draft. I'm not a fan of Matthias Thybulle. Sorry if I butchered his name. Thybulle. We'll just say Thybulle. If you were going to trade all those picks, why not package them all up to jump into 15 or 14? I wanted Tyler Herro, and when he went 13, I think, to the Heat, I was butthurt, and I watched him last night, and he looked pretty good. And then when he went off the board early, I think what screwed the draft up, too, is having Cam Johnson go so early, too, at 11 to Phoenix, because I know he was on the radar for the Sixers. But then Dylan Windler, it was right there for the taking. And he went 6 picks after our pick. So I wanted Herro or Windler, guys that can shoot, because you took a defensive guard last year that has struggle shooting, that can lock down defenders. And we went with another guy that did that. So that kind of made me scratch my head. And I had a feeling that JJ might not have been back. And it was the time for maybe Zaire to take his spot because he was getting older, one. He maybe wanted a little bit more money than league minimum. I didn't think he was going to be okay with that. And, two, the defensive woes that with having him out on the court. But to have his young replacement that could be more athletic and get to the defensive end, being younger, having more swivel in the hips. Because, as we know, as you get older, Father Time's undefeated. Can't move as much, or at all, like in my case. Damn, I wanted Windler as well, probably. Butchered his name. Yeah, Dylan Windler. Windler. He looked good last night, too. I was watching both them cats in Summer League. They have such a quick release and an ability to hit anywhere on the court. And that's what this league is. It's all about shooting, man. We can thank the Golden State Warriors for that. Shooting. And you need it in this day and age to be able to stretch the floor. And you have it when you got the trailing threes or you're doing a pick and pop and you got guys hovering around the the 3-point line. When's the Sixers? Friday. Sixers' first game. So we'll get a little look at Thybulle. Also, something that worries me about him. I know supposedly he was the best defender in the draft, but look at his conference. He played in the Pac-12. It's not like they're playing the most prolific NBA talent out there, and they played zone a lot. Sixers don't play zone. So is his one-on-one defense going to be exposed when he's here? I just have a lot of questions, and he wasn't great from shooting from the free throw line, and that's usually telling that players are going to struggle just learning how to shoot altogether, but Also, he struggled from shooting. I think he had one good year of shooting from the 3-point line in the college, but that's what, 19 feet? It gets pushed back to 23 feet when you come to the NBA. So if you struggle from shooting from 19 feet, that's around the top of the key. What the hell are you going to do when it gets pushed back a couple more feet? Ugh. You know, our time is to strike now because KD is out. Like, this is the time. Like, last year, we could have had a chance to win the chip. Coulda, woulda, shoulda. Not going to sit here and say we could. You know, we had a chance. We may have been able to beat the Bucks, and probably maybe could have beaten that broken down Warriors team. But KD signs with the Nets, so he comes over to the East. The East gets a lot stronger. He's not there this year, so we don't have to worry about that. Nets are not a threat as of yet. I still think we're better than them right now. So this is the time to strike while the iron's hot. Again, I don't want to wait for development of Zaire Smith or a Matthias Thybulle. Like, I wanted a guy that can come in and contribute now. That's why a spot-up shooter would have been more perfect than getting like a wing defender and teach him how to shoot. Who knows? Maybe Brett Brown has this, hidden agenda where he thinks that Zaire Smith's going to be the next Kawhi Leonard. I don't see it, but he did teach himself how to shoot better. I mean, guy couldn't shoot a lick. I don't think Michael Jordan could, for the old heads out there, when he came into the league either. Melo? Oh, God, please, no. J.R. Smith? Ugh. I don't know. He doesn't know when the team's up or down or... Okay, we'll see what... Shayok, or I don't know how you say his name. Well, I'm interested to see him in Summer League, too. He can go to the Lakers. I don't want Melo. He's a cancer. I'm good. I don't know if he's going to... Would you want Korver if he got bought out? I'd take Korver. What the hell? Why not? He can shoot. I'll take any shooters at this point. I don't care if they can't play defense. We got the defense set. We have so many guys that can play defense. I want shooting now. Shooting. You can cover up a guy's inability to not defend now because of all the defense you have on this team. Korver would be fine off the bench. And I think JJ is going to have a rude awakening when he's down there in New Orleans. Oh, he's way older than JJ. I think he's older than him by 4 years. Christ, Korver's close to 40. It's okay, man. Age doesn't affect, it affects your legs, but look how long Ray Allen and Reggie Miller did it for. You can still shoot. It affects you as a big man. You can't bang as much in your quickness and your athleticism. But if it's all you do is shoot, shit, you could play till you're 40-something. Plan, he's executing marvelously. Go Sixers. Well, as long as he sticks to his plan. The only thing I was really upset about was paying Horford all that money, but there's nothing I can do about it now. We'll just have to see where it takes us. I'm happy we were able to bring back Ennis. I really want Danny Green now. We still have to beef up the bench. To play. Yeah, I agree. I think he's waiting for Kawhi, and then he's just going to follow Kawhi wherever he goes, which sucks. So we have to imagine life without Danny Green because he would have signed somewhere by now if he wanted money. He could have got $14 million a year easily wherever he went because he's, 31? So he could still get bread. Dude, I would take Vince Carter. Screw it. You want to talk about seasoned leadership? Danny Green would be perfect for this team. Checks off all the boxes. But, he's a package deal with Kawhi. If Danny Green comes here, he starts. Nah, he come off the bench. Starting five is set. It's Big Al. It's Embiid, Simmons, Toby, J. Rich. If he decides to take league minimum, yeah, then we would. But anything over that, we're not getting him. Like, we can't even afford to pay him like $6 million. Yep, he is. Even though I think Danny Green's a really good player. He's a really good player. I don't know if TJ's going to be back. It's going to be interesting to see where we go in that direction. I know they're talking to him now, unless they feel like they have a better option. Yeah, he's starting material. He started for the Heat. He's a decent player. I give him credit for what he's done, being the 40th pick and improving on his game every year. He wanted it. He was hungry, and he's earned. And we have him for pennies. He's only making $10 million a year. So kudos to that kid. He's another Tobias Harris. He's another Chris Middleton. He's another. Jay Rich is under contract for another 2 years, so he might be getting paid soon too. So if he really shows up like the Sixers expect him to, then get out the checkbooks because we'll be paying more of that luxury tax. But it doesn't matter if you're winning and fighting for championships, contending for championships, winning championships. You freaking pay that luxury tax every single year. The Warriors have done it. It will come out of the season ticket holders. I don't give a shit, though. I will pay more money if that's what it takes to get to the finals and win a championship. If you got to pay the luxury tax or, sign these guys to $400 or $500 million contracts. Just try not to sign guys that are over 30-something years old and give them that type of money. That I kind of have a problem with. But if they're younger, whatever. I'm cool. Hell no. No Moose. No Moose. Jesus, I've been rambling for 56 minutes. No, I don't want Moose back. Oh, you meant Muscala. I thought you were talking about, oh my God. I can't think of his name. He played for Detroit. I thought you meant that Moose. Muscala went to OKC. Oh my God, I cannot think of that dude's name. He's that irrelevant. He went to Georgetown. He was a horrible, horrible backup. But we had to play him last year because of how limited we were at the center position. Any chance? I don't think we land in Iguodala. I think he's going to go to L.A. Greg Monroe, thank you. Thank you. There might be a chance that we could get... Not Bradley Beal. Jesus Christ, I need to go to sleep. Memphis is going to buy him out. Avery Bradley. There could be a chance that he's going to be on the market, and I would love to get Avery Bradley. He's another guy that has worked on his game year in, year out. Yeah, I would love Bradley Beal would be a perfect fit, but there's no way we're getting him. That'd be so dope. Avery Bradley, he can defend, he can shoot the corner three, you can put him on multiple positions, so he checks a lot of boxes too. So if Memphis buys him out, I want to try to get him as quick as possible. Or Quinn Cook. I'd be fine with Quinn Cook too. Guy's got to be able to be a good shooter. I want at least an above-average shooter. A lot of the guys we have are above-average shooters. I wouldn't say anyone's prolific. Tobias was before he got to the Sixers. He was shooting like 43%. But, all right, guys, I'm going to head up out of here. Just wanted to talk a little bit about the Sixers. I would like to do a video after free agency, talk a little bit about that. He's still an upgrade over TJ. Yeah, he is. It's better, but we still need some bench help. Point guard shooting. Let's try to get them all in one player. Yeah, Jeff Teague, I'm okay with that. Avery, Teague, I'd take Rondo, like I said. But I'm going to head up out of here. I'm starting to sweat, and I got to eat, and I'm going to pass out because I've been up since 3 a.m. So, all right, it's Kyle Gaffner with the Bitter Birds. Ben Simmons is the newest $100 million man on the Philadelphia 76ers. Do you think it was the right move, or do you think it was the Sixers panicking and trying to get this done just so we didn't lose them? Let me know in the comment section. I'm out. Peace.